Well, joining us now to discuss the President's announcement of June the 12th as Democracy Day is Professor Ralph Akinfeleye. Thank you very much, Prof, for joining us here on CVC News Hour. Now, word around, especially from some analysts this morning, have been that this gesture is better late than never. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a welcome development. And we need to thank Mr. President for coming out for this award at this present time. It is not the time that matters. It's the spirit behind the time. And the democracy without June 12th is an adulterated type of democracy. June 12th is the Democracy Day. May 29 is an adulterated democracy. So we want to be grateful to Mr. President and his workers and his lieutenant who giving us this special award. The opponents are saying that it's a political hypocrisy. That is nonsense. They were there for 16 years. They didn't do it. To the extent that one person was trying to go into political misadventure by trying to change the name of University of Lagos to MK Abiola. Abiola was not just a local person. It's an international person. I happen to have worked with him as the director of the Community Concord. So the man was a symbol of unity. And we want to thank the president for announcing this gesture. And we also want to warn the opponents to understand that knowing President Buhari is a political strategist himself, he's going to come out with so many surprises. Americans will tell you, you haven't seen anything yet. So they should be prepared to unchain themselves from those disgrace of 16 years.
Okay, but for many, June 12th was the election that was annulled. It was annulled. What can we salvage from that point? What's the way forward for us as Nigerians?
Well, it will be great for the president to make sure the next election, 2019, is free, fair, credible, and peaceful. And knowing Buhari for his antecedent, we hope he will do the needful. It's also important for the opposition not to be bringing unnecessary cataphiles into the system. If somebody is doing the right thing, praise him. If he's not doing the right thing, tell him to change. All
right, Prof, you seem to be mentioning about the opposition so well on this interview, but a lot of them are saying that this particular gesture is from the president only to win the sympathy of the South, and that there are more critical matters that the president should have highlighted more on in his speech.
That is very narrow, and anybody who thinks that is out of mind, with due respect, person will be shallow. You start many things from something. He has started something and let him continue to follow it up. We are expecting him to, after listening to us on June 12th problem, the next thing is to listen to the reconstruction. You need to decentralize. So much power is vested in the center. So we need to come down here. Otherwise, we'll be practicing what we call adulterated democracy. We need clear, unadulterated type of democracy, and the answer is reconstruction. Restructuring this state, and there is no need for us to waste our time. There will be, it is necessary point of view for us to understand that there will be need for state police, whether you like it or not. In this age of terrorism, insurgency, counterinsurgency, state police is the answer. It may take a while, but it is the answer if you want to really talk about security of this country.
So would you
without prejudice to federal police. That is what is done in other democracies that I know, and I went to school in a democratic country. So I think we need to separate Genesis from Exodus. If you want to practice real parliamentary, practice it. You want to practice real, what you call presidential system, practice it. And then it then means the National Assembly people, state, national, Senate, and rep, should come and convert their sitting allowance to
Right,
part-time.
Prof, we'll have to wait and see
allowance.
how all of these will play out. But my colleague, go ahead, please.
Okay, now looking at the system of President Muhammad Buhari in handling issues, sometimes some people have said that he uses, it still has that military enforcement in it. And so would you say, would this, move by the president add to his democratic credentials?
Certainly, yes. See, don't undermine a former general. Don't undermine somebody who has been given international certificate of integrity and transparency. Okay. And the man, in my judgment, is a high-risk taker. He's going to come out with so many surprises, as I said. And these other people should be prepared to get the answer and to repent. The other opposition were telling us they are begging for forgiveness. Instead of to let us understand they are begging for forgiveness, they are not complicating issues with some illogical conclusions. So it is necessary for them to understand that for 16 years, they were there, they couldn't do anything. And it's not just 3.5 years or 3 years, he's doing something. So he's going to come out with surprises, whether you like it or not.
Coming to democracy today, those that voted 2 decades ago, the age difference is definitely very large, from those that are eligible to vote today. How can younger people connect more to these developments?
The younger people should listen to the elderly people, and the younger people should listen to senior citizens.
And how optimistic do you think younger persons are?
After June 12th, because I know my vote will not count. But with the development of today, I'm going to get my PVC register and go and vote.
Do you think the youth these days are still optimistic in power being in the hands of the leaders of the present day?
There's hope. And we don't let the hope pass us. So as I just told you, I have never voted after June 12th. I believe that my vote will not count. But with this new development, I am optimistic that my vote will count. So I'm going to go back now to review my PVC and also talk to my colleagues and young boys and mobilize them to vote for transparency, for accountability. In fact, today's pronouncement is not for MK alone. It's for all those people who went out on June 9 and June 12 to vote, including me in the rain. We are there in the rain. And also, we want to congratulate the DECO people who tried to force this one. We also want to thank the President Buhari's inner cabinet, including Jagaban. And he didn't do this one alone. He must have consulted, and the consultation is super. So congratulations, bravo.
Right, congratulations, Prof. So definitely we'll be asking you again for updates on your PVC. We look forward to you voting next year. Thank you very much, Professor Ralph Akinfeleye, for joining us here on TVC News Hour. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank you. We'll go on a quick break now here on the news and come back with more stories. We also have business and sports coming up in a bit. Stay with us.